Universal healthcare, as characterized by the previous speech, gives access and use to medical service that may enable citizens to be safe both in terms of health and economy. Sure, it gives people more opportunity to receive high quality of medical service at a reduced price. However, it was not mentioned in the previous speech that the citizens may receive added burden to it, especially for the working class, which will be furtherly explained upon my presentation of arguments. To start with my speech, upon the start of implementation of these universal healthcare policies, the government will be needing large amount of money, and by large I am meaning millions or even billions of money. Not to forget that in some countries, especially the third world countries like the Philippines, may lack the budget needed, which gives them to two choices. One of the choices is that the government may resort to cut budget from other essential government projects to support these certain healthcare policies, or two, the government may implement increased taxes to the people, which upon the two choices gives both negative effects. In the first choice, upon cutting the budget of some essential government projects to be allocated in these healthcare policies, that certain government project that had just experienced a budget cut will be having a hard time to sustain itself, because naturally they just lack the resources, in this case financial source, which may result to the cripple of the country's development, as one or more sector of the country will be ultimately left behind. Two, on the choice where the government will implement increased taxes to the people, as mentioned in my earlier statement, the implementation of government to universal health care policies may give added burden to the citizens, especially to the working class, to this matter due to added taxes. To give context to it, the people, in this case the working class, will be obligated to pay additional taxes, which will soon be used to help implement these certain healthcare policies that will reduce someone else's medical bill. In this situation, taxpayers may be paying the medical bills of someone else, which may lead them to suffer to financial instability. This case may be different to citizens that are working abroad. This example that I will be giving you is a current issue in my country, Philippines. OFWs, or overseas Filipino workers, are already obliged to pay health taxes to the Philippines as a mandatory contribution. In this year's context, the administration just decided to increase their mandatory tax from 2.75% in the year 2020 to 3% of their salary for the year 2020, which may even escalate to 5% by the year 2024. This issue has resulted setbacks to both parties, to the national government and the overseas Filipino workers, as the national government received a lot of criticisms after this decision of theirs. In this case, it is unfair for them, the workers, to pay big taxes that they will not even be using off, or they will be even receiving a little to no incentives from it. Not to mention that these overseas workers will be paying two taxes, as they will also be paying the tax to the country that they are working in or living in, meaning that an OFW working in the USA is paying two taxes: one tax that is implemented in the US, and two, another tax that is implemented in the country of Philippines. This situation ultimately jeopardized the idea of the universal health care, that it can help someone to avoid the financial ruins, especially to the working class, as they will suffer from it. Also, this 3% or this percentage of their tax contribution may be used for things that these workers will be sure that they will be using of, or they will be having benefit of it. And because of that, I am proud to oppose. Thank you.